Alright, okay, it's recording. Hello, my name is XCheesyLouis, and I'll be your host tonight. Doing a new series, XXX Storytime with Cheesy. My first story is Fuck a Cheerleader Fundraiser by F. Bailey. Okay, anyways, here we go. Let's have a Fuck a Cheerleader fundraiser. It was a ridiculous idea to say the least, but it certainly got everyone's attention when I said it during the meeting. The ladies on the committee were appalled and called me a sexist pig, and that was the most polite thing that I heard. The men laughed, but I knew that all they wanted to fuck one of those amazing young ladies as much as I did. Anyway, the meeting was a shamble after that, and it broke up with everyone screaming at one another, mostly females against the males. I got the hell out of there. That night, I got 3 phone calls from the men on the committee saying that they would gladly give a donation of $500 for a chance to fuck a cheerleader, more if it was Vivian Hunt. I had overheard some of the boys referring to her as the vivacious cunt. She was a perfect girl with straight A grades. She was tall and slender, and she had a great set of tits. The fact that she always wore those cheerleader panties tucked into her pussy just made every guy hard instantly. Many of the teachers referred to her as Miss Cameltoe. I simply referred to her as my daughter. Yes, my daughter, Vivian, was the cause of all those males, and probably most of those females, too, masturbating themselves to sleep at night. I included myself in that group. Vivian had matured almost overnight into a goddess. I swear she went from wearing a 32A bra to a 34 double D in just one winter. With her wearing all those bulky sweaters and winter coats, hardly anyone suspected that caterpillar had developed into a beautiful butterfly. Anyway, the reason for the fundraiser, the girls wanted to go to a special cheerleader camp for 2 weeks that summer and then go to Florida for a televised competition. The team members of the winning school would receive $10,000 scholarship to the college of their choice. In our case, the girls could win $250,000. The cost of transportation, housing, fees, and food would be about $50,000, hence the fundraiser. Vivian had told me that none of the girls on the squad were virgins, not even her. I had suspected that. Then she told me that about the orgies that the cheerleaders and the football players had after every win. It was required that every cheerleader get every football player to fuck her. They didn't have to come in them, they just had to get it inside them. So after winning 12 games last year, my daughter had let 33 football players fuck her at least 12 times. I knew that it was more than that because she said that they partied after exhibition matches, tournaments, and the state finals. Many of the girls had boyfriends that were football players too. I'd witnessed more than a few of Vivian's cheerleader slumber parties. I had a house full of practically nude girls having sex with one another. They were in every room in the house, including my bedroom, on my bed when I walked in. The first time I found 2 naked girls going at it, it was my own daughter and her co-captain going at it. Vivian was on the bottom as I undressed and approached her girlfriend from behind. She saw me and flipped over, twisted around, and offered me her pussy to fuck. It was everything that I had dreamed of and more. Slipping into her saliva-covered pussy was even better than when I had slipped into her mother. God rest her soul. Vivian certainly had muscle control down there and practically milked my cock for me. I gave it to her hard, and she took. I only hoped that I could impress her after all those jocks fucking her. Interestingly, she said that I was the best and that it felt so good that she wanted me to fuck her just as often as I wanted to. When I told Vivian about the meeting and my idea for a fundraiser, she laughed and told me that I'd go ahead and set it up. She dubbed me the team pimp. The whole squad of 25 girls plus their 4 coaches said that they would do it. That included both the varsity and junior varsity squads and their teachers. Prices were discussed, and the girls told me to charge as much as I thought that I could get for them. I decided that I would only sell their pussies, that Vivian and her co-captain would go for $750 each, and the rest of the girls would go for $500 each. The coach said that I could sell their pussies to the students for $100 each. I agreed. I had planned on selling 20 tickets for each girl and calculated that their income would be $268,000. Those girls didn't need to win any contest to get scholarships. If they did that fundraiser 4 times a year, in 3 or 4 years, their entire college education could be paid for. All I had to do was worry about all of us going to jail for a prostitution ring. I needn't have worried. The chief of police, the mayor, and 2 judges were my first customers, and every one of them paid for Vivian. Within a week, I had sold all 580 tickets. Everyone got 1 full hour with his cheerleader, 10 on Saturday and 10 more on Sunday. It was a huge success that we did it again the following week. So many students had requested the coaches that they told me to sell then to 20 boys each during the week for 30-minute sessions. They could come really quickly and get hard twice more in that length of time, so they would not be getting cheated any. I also sold the coaches for the following weekdays too. In the end, I deposited $616,000 into that account. Each cheerleader had let 40 men fuck them. Their coaches had let 140 boys fuck them. The funniest thing was that after all that was said and done, the 4 ladies on that committee that bitched out and called me names wanted to buy an hour session with one of the girls too, Vivian. I told them that it would cost them $750 for an hour with her, and then they each wrote me a check. I had the privilege of watching all the sex taking place during that 2 weeks of fundraising. I would go from room to room and girl to girl and make sure all that girls were treated with respect and that guys got their money's worth. I saw 40 guys that fucked my daughter, and then I watched her with the 4 women too. She was simply amazing when she got excited. The men were made to feel as if she had picked them instead of the other way around. She made them think that they were the best lovers that she ever had. She also made them hard enough for a second time, with her on top and dangling her breast in their face. With the women, Vivian used everything that she had learned with her girlfriends to please those women, and I'll tell you that each and every one of them went away feeling happy. I also supervised the coaches with their students. Those young boys could fuck the little like bunny rabbits, and the coaches loved it. Each coach made 240 boys very happy, many of which were virgins. I had so much for an encore that we put on our fundraiser every month. In those next 3 years, the money was more than the cheerleaders actually needed. Most of it went to other talented girls to go to college too. Even after my daughter graduated, I stayed on as a squad pimp for many years afterwards. I even married one of the coaches myself. The end. Fuck a cheerleader fundraiser.